Hey guys, what is going on? This is Steve from the Warp Zone, and it's been quite a while, as you probably know. And I was kind of pondering what would be a good game to get back into the swing of things, and kind of an easygoing let's play. And one of the games that came to mind was Telltale's Game of Thrones, and it's these days it's kind of obscure, but back in the day it was, a pretty big deal because it was came out in the height of Game of Thrones popularity. And while it's ultimately more of a spin-off, granted there are some main characters interwoven into the story and plot lines of these guys. These are more just your lesser characters, and it follows the Foresters, which are basically bannermen of the Starks, and they're kind of the Starks light in more ways than one. Not only in the sense that they're Northerners, but they're also honorable, and they fight for glory, and they pride themselves on their, in this case, ironwood, which is supposedly wood that's so strong it's like iron, and that's kind of their niche in this world. But they're also like the Starks in the sense that they get the shitty end of the stick in many cases, and there's a lot of drama and death and just carnage that runs through this family that they have to fight through and overcome. So it's kind of an intriguing story. It's fun to play through and fun to kick back and enjoy. Granted, it's no George R.R. Martin Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, or even the showrunners version, but hell, for a game, it's got some fun writing. It's got a decent story, some fun plot points. Only thing I will say, it's a little deceptive in the marketing, and that Telltale kind of prides themselves on, like, oh, these are epic interactive stories that you control, you make the difference. You don't really make much of a difference. The only real differences you make are in terms of, you can occasionally walk around and interact with the environment, pick up different items, and maybe make different discoveries with those. And then obviously the big selling point is you choose from 3 or 4 different responses, usually at various beats, which the characters respond to in turn. You may say things that they hate you for, that piss them off, that they love, that really you're just kind of neutral, and so on and so forth. But even these usually just kind of, while there's slight deviations and branches, it ultimately kind of leads back to the same plot points. So, take that for what it's worth. I'm usually not into these kind of games, but I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, and I love the story and world building, and the North realm in particular, which this game hones in on a lot. So I had a good time playing this, and I played this on Xbox 360 before, and now I'm giving it a go for the first time on Xbox One. So we're kind of delving into a little bit of a new experience for me here, and from what I've seen so far, it definitely runs smoother on the Xbox One. It's still a little janky and weird, and it's got that kind of cartoony, cel-shaded thing going on, but it's certainly smoother than the crude 360 graphics. So with all this said, let's delve right in. Kick back and enjoy. Okay, as we go, I'll kind of walk you through. Not that there's much to walk you through. It's pretty self-explanatory, but we also can, with some of the cheesy action and drama, there's plenty of banter to riff on. So I figured this would be a fun little comedic game to watch and play through also. So here we get a little backstory of the North. The rare ironwood trees. Apparently it's almost like the trees of those mythical gods in the North. Apparently only the Northerners can grow them and harvest them and such. And that's what they really pride themselves on. And here we go. We got some drunken Northerners just enjoying life. They're like big hobbits with swords. Whoa, alright, it's a little loud here. Let's turn this down. We got some echo happening, I'm sure. The Kingslayer. They love talking about the Kingslayer here, despite the fact that he's a Southerner. Little Kingslayer envy, maybe? Oh, we got a little bit of interaction already. Alright. Perform this intense action of picking up a sword, guys. Then we do a little suggestive sword stroking. That's a bit suggestive. I know what you're doing, Telltale. Now that's a proper dick. I'd like to have one myself. You'll never have a dick like that. Okay, I'll stop now. I just love the word arse, so I'm gonna pick that. Don't be an arse.
Apologies, your lordship.
I had a hand in it, you know. Hand in what? Capturing him.
He was nowhere near.
Yeah, so obviously not the greatest graphics and animation, but it does the job. It's a little comic booky, which kind of it fits, really.
Someone caught him, I suppose. Ask any man here and they'll say it was them.
You captured the Kingslayer. Aye. Well, I had a hand in it. Aye. And round his ankle is
Just like the show, it's sort of a point of pride to,
brought him to his knees.
you know, deal death, or not death, but
You halfway across the battlefield.
a harm or inconvenience of any kind to the Kingslayer, to Jaime Lannister, because they hate him in the North, you know. They hate him.
It's more far-fetched every time he tells it.
Get your liege lord some wine. Go on.
This is our grand task, to get the Lord some wine.
I don't take orders from you.
I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be a pussy. I want to have some backbone here, guys.
You're his squire.
I'm shooting for
Some wine.
kind of a humble,
Thank you.
kind
I'll do it.
protagonist, but also one with a backbone.
Norrin's family.
So you might have noticed there was a little blurb in the top left that said Bowen will remember that. And these are apparently the
Honor is beyond
quote-unquote major
House Tully is
choices
forever
that actually affect the game and the story. But yeah, they still don't do much. It's more of a matter of they
across the battlefield.
might make the characters you're interacting with respond a certain way, or they will act differently, which makes a little bit of a difference in the story and alterations, such and such. But again, ultimately everything kind of leads back into the same beats, more or less. So it's a bit deceptive, but
March on Casterly Rock.
don't get me wrong, I enjoyed this game. It's not a bad game, it's just you have to know what you're getting into, and it's not an interactive Game of Thrones story where you truly affect the story. It's just, you're kind of watching a semi-mediocre version of the show, which you can kind of affect in minor bits. Winter is coming! Yes, you know that phrase. Let's culturally appropriate the Starks' words.
Yes, my lord.
We are bannermen of the Starks. I think we get to do that, right? It's not cultural appropriation if
Could not be more proud.
we're still under the Starks.
On a night like this, men find false courage at the bottom of their cups. I'd rather he were here.
Hey, it's liquid courage, man. There's nothing false about it.
What's to be done with you? It's been on my mind for a while now. Something must be done.
With me, my lord.
You've served House Forrester well for several years now, but I can't expect you to squire forever.
Well, maybe I like being a squire, my lord.
What can I offer you? You served me well.
To bring honor to House Forrester, my lord.
Pulling a Ned Stark. I'm all about honor.
Those who were born to it. There were those who had their doubts.
I'm a little Ned Stark, but hopefully I get to keep my head.
And you've erased those doubts entirely. It would be an honor to see you riding by Roderick's side in the vanguard tomorrow. Not
So
as
yeah,
a-
Roderick is another protagonist. We get along this guy Garrett,
It's well
and they're
deserved.
kind of taken in
Your hard work has
the same vein as the story
no.
devices of the show, which is they follow 3 or 4 protagonists and they kind of jump from
Yes, my
from hero to hero, and one of them is Roderick, who's across the sea in Essos. But spoiler alert, we don't find that out till later. As of now, for now, Garrett's going to be our protagonist for our introduction.
Fetches more wine.
Can you give me a hand?
Bitch, fetch me more wine.
Up to you. Fine, but you owe me.
Got to show a bit of that backbone.
I've been a squire longer than you have. I outrank you.
This little bastard outranks me. What? Alright, let's carry these giant jugs as big as our torsos.
My armor,
Damn,
it's my luck to
they love them some booze in the north there.
let him fetch us
Well, you know, it's cold, there's violence and death.
Lie
I'd be
out,
drinking
fucking arrogant prick.
too, you know.
Shut up, Owen.
What else is there to do in the north?
See, that's where you're lucky. Low expectations. If I'd grown up covered in big shit,
Oh, you.
maybe I'd think saddling his horse was the greatest
We have a
honor
good
in
time.
the Seven Kingdoms. I suppose this beats pig farming.
Who doesn't love bacon?
Who doesn't love bacon? Ah, pig farmers.
Eh, pig fuckers.
All I'm saying is, at this rate, we'll never be more than this, which is nothing. The lowest of the low. All I know, we could
A true rags to riches tale.
pouring wine around the fucking wedding.
Or, you know, rags to violence and death. In this case.
Tomorrow I ride with Roderick and on.
But maybe we'll also get some riches too. You never know.
Garrett the fucking great. Unbelievable.
Okay, the game likes that we told the truth.
Poor Castellan had been getting promoted to-
Playing it straight it's always a good thing. It's a good life lesson, kids.
Here, doesn't he? I'm sure it didn't hurt.
I don't think in this case that's going to make a huge difference, but down the line maybe it will. Ah, the twins. That's what they're called. The House of Frey. On the night of the Red Wedding, mind you. Obviously, if you've seen the show, you know the Red Wedding, not a good outcome. So even if we're in the vicinity of this, I don't really like this.
Nice night for a wedding.
Those goddamn Freys, man. They look shady. You can just tell. They're up to some shit.
Don't expect me to carry it for you, Sir Garrett. What's wrong?
Garrett, he senses something. It's a presence I have not felt since.
What's gotten into you? You're acting rather odd. You've had too much wine.
All right, yeah, let's bounce, bro.
Fine, they can wait.
I sense some shit's going down.
You can take the fucking flagon already.
Take the flocking faggin, you fag.
What's wrong with him? Something the matter? Owen, we have to go. You go if you're in such a rush.
Ghoul. We have to ghoul Bowen. Oh, here's shit's hitting the fan already. So I gotta save somebody. I guess I'll save my buddy.
What about? What the hell was that about? Slow down, would you? What's the
Okay.
rush? You don't need a fucking
Run.
Run!
Man, this guy's truly got the sixth sense here. Maybe the gods of the north are helping him out.
We need to get back to camp.
Ooh. Whoa! Right swipe. Left swipe. Game of Thrones, the Tinder edition. So that's what you'll see a lot of, basically, like, they'll be throwing button combinations at you and, you know, press left here, press right here, quick, tap the shit out of the A button. It's a little Dragon's Lair type gameplay, which it's fitting since there are dragons in this too. Oh, we gotta hold R on the shield and whip it at his face. Got some nice ironwood in your grill, bitch. It's gotta hurt. At least I got an ironwood shield to protect me. Uh-oh.
Shoot that one!
Damn slime balls. Like crossbows. So uncivilized. Oh! That's right. Ironwood to your chest, bitch. Ugh. Oh boy. Apparently even God wants the foresters dead. Whoa! Gotta fight off nature now. Let's undergo this intense sequence of crawling through beneath a flaming wagon. Oh, we get a tap. Oh, okay. That would have been embarrassing after all that. Lord Garrett Forrester, he was killed by a flaming wagon. Didn't even get to see winter come. Yeah, so basically, as you might have suspected, you can die in this, but basically, it's more reliant on fast reaction time as opposed to like your conversation, your dialogue choices. Most of the situations that lead to death are just like, oh shit, you gotta press this in time, and if you don't, you're screwed. The dialogue choices are more a matter of you learn X about the story versus you learn Y about the story. Or again, a character might view you in a different light, might react different to you, etc. But, you know, props where props are due. They do make it so you can die in this. So you gotta kind of be on your toes at times, but it's kind of few and far between that your life is actually threatened. He's gone, my lord.
There's nothing I could do.
I probably should have said I tried to save him, so I don't look like such a pussy.
Find a weapon, quickly.
My father will understand. What the hell can you do to me at this point? I mean, we're in deep shit. Oh, how lucky! There's a sword right there. Okay, for the record, I did grab that sword, but I don't think it matters. Got bailed out by my 68-year-old father. What? Freaking arrow went right through his armor. The goddamn ironwood's stronger than the armor. Well, I guess that went between the creases of his armor. Shit, that guy's a good aim. Unfortunate for Lord Forrester.
You're wounded, my lord. I've suffered.
No shit, my lord. You've suffered worse, but you've managed to survive those wounds? That makes sense.
Guard this with your life. Return it to Ironrath, where it belongs. There's no time to...
Apparently this is like the Forrester version of Ned Stark's giant cloud sword. If you get that reference. Final Fantasy VII, anyone?
My lord,
Oh, well, that's nice. We'll remember that right before he gets slaughtered.
Tell your uncle. Tell him.
I guess his ghost will remember that,
Never be lost. Tell no one.
like Obi-Wan Kenobi style. He'll come back as a spirit.
Tell only your uncle Duncan.
Plot point, North Grove. Let's find out more about this. The North Grove, my lord?
my lord.
On your honor, you must do this for your home.
I prefer the South, Lord. The South Grove, my lord. You dicks. Fuck, I gotta get the hell out of here. There were only two of them. You might have had a chance to take them. Especially with your ironwood shield. Alright. Garrett, folks, he's a coward. And he's pretty useless. See if you can make an impact later in the story. Well, anyway. Now we've been brought into this Telltale's version of the Game of Thrones intro. It's pretty well done, actually, for kind of a semi-cel-shaded graphic scheme here. Looks nice. But anyway, while we're going through this, we're gonna cut off this video short here and get rolling into the next video, which is the actual start of episode 1. Since this was just the intro, seems like a nice place to cut it short. We'll continue on when episode 1 gets going. Until next time, take care, guys.